Hi everybody, today I'm going to record a video with overview of a new patch for Survival Chaos Devotion. So this will be video for English speaking auditory, so that you can also benefit from it. And if you would like such kind of overviews in future, don't hesitate to support me with your likes. Let's go. So this was quite a big patch. Recently we released a lot of changes. So there was many new special abilities added to the game. So I will first start with overview of special abilities. Then I will go to the overview of general changes of the balance of the game and some generic things. So let's go. So first, almost for every race there was added possibility to upgrade T1 and T2 units, giving them using special ability. So you can select special ability and that will give your tier 1, tier 2 units, so extra 2 armor and extra 50 health points in case of treants. Then it will also give them also towers will make use of the root ability. So towers will also have attacks of the towers will also have a chance to stun or to root to root the enemies, disabling them and also disarming them. So this unfortunately doesn't work on heroes, so this root's ability will not work on them, but still it's kind of boost, early boost to your tier 1, tier 2 units. And also those roots ability in towers, they get additional 4th level of upgrade. So if in the past you had only 3 levels, now you can upgrade it to the next 4th level, gaining additional bonus. So that's for treants. Then for undead, there was ability called added new special ability in special building, called More Flesh, so which gives again boost to your tier 1 and tier 2 units. Also barracks make use of Ptomaine ability. Ptomaine ability is ability which the same ability which is used by the Abyss. So in 150 radius it will damage all units with some damage per second, like 12 and 24 at the end. So that kind of protective spell which can help you survive even more. And theoretically, if you also get the aura which also burns enemies on the main castle, then together with this it will work quite well. Unfortunately the radius here, as you can see, it's very small, so it will affect only melee units. But still it's something. So that's for undead. Then for humans, they got Templar Order, so it's a special ability which also boosts your tier 1, tier 2 units, their health and armor. Then also quite interesting from my perspective, and game-changing ability which will also add mana burn, passive mana burn. It will only burn 10 mana, but it will give it to all your warriors, so it's tier 1 melee units, and to gladiators it's tier 2 melee units. So that's quite strong, I think, will be against heroes. So they, without mana, heroes will die quite quickly, I assume, except some heroes which do not rely that much on mana, like Zifot, for example, which doesn't need mana for his ultimate ability, for example, and mostly has passive abilities. but good against, I think, mage heroes and some units who also have active abilities which require mana. So that's quite interesting boost to the units on the human side. Then if we go next to Orcs, they already had in the past Orc flag, now it's renamed to Frostwolf Elite. It's again give that boost to the units. You can see a little bit more health, and also it gives additional level of upgrade to Battle Frenzy ability. So Battle Frenzy, it's this ability on the ground, the same ability you can see. So it will give after killing a unit, after killing some enemy unit, this unit who has a special ability, he will get increased damage for 20 seconds. So it will up to 60% of bonus damage it will get from that ability. So yeah, and at the last level it will be 60%. So that's for Orcs. For Elves, they get Elves Dexterity ability, which also boosts units, and one of the interesting and game-changing, I think, abilities, it will give your barracks, make them invisible to the enemies until enemies come in 700 range, and so it's kind of toggle ability. So if they're away from your barracks, it will again become invisible, and that kind of good protective spell, I think, or ability, because your enemies will not be able to target your barracks with some super weapons, with laser gun, for example, until your barrack is really visible and they can, let's say, see it. So that's quite interesting. And then they also, this special build, it also gives ability, evasion ability. That ability, additional force level of upgrade, so it will boost even more evasion of the elves, which also have passive 7 evasion on racial, So, and this Grove Knights, they will also benefit even more from that ability boost. So that's regarding elves. If we go then to the spiders, Dark Obelisk has changed to Toxic Heliceri. So it's a new special building, or renamed the old one, which also boosts the units. It also, as the old one, it extends every night by 1 minute, and also it gives additional level of upgrade to 2 abilities. Old abilities which can be upgraded in towers, it's Poison Fangs and Vicious Web. So Poison Fangs is this one, which you can see it can be used by Spider Warriors, and Vicious Web, I think, this one. So it's a special web which will root flying targets, beat them to the ground, so they cannot move, but they can still attack, and they will take periodic damage. So this ability now has additional level of upgrade. That's it for spiders, and now let's go to Nagas. Nagas has their first special building. They didn't have any in the past, so it's now mutated Carapace. So it's again boosting T1, T2 units, and then it's also boosting a shell ability, which used by these Naga sirens. So this ability will give even more block chance, even more health regain, and even more damage will be blocked. So it's kind of again boost of ability, and the interesting thing also is that if you take this special ability, your units will appear faster in barracks, so you can hire them. It's not the wave spawn that will become faster, but you can you know that you can buy units for gold in your barracks. So, and if you can see here on top right side, you can see the new unit becomes available in 90 seconds. So that's a racial debuff. So normally it's 60 seconds for everybody, but Nagas has a racial debuff, which increases this time, potentially reducing your buff or your push potential. Yeah. So if you take this special ability, this racial debuff, it will be neglected. So you will also get 60 seconds. Unit will appear, new units will appear in your barracks every 60 seconds or every 1 minute. So that was it regarding those special buildings which upgrade tier 1 and tier 2 units. Those kind of common for every race, yeah. And then there is also another special ability which common for 5 races. So for Undead, Human, Orcs, Dwarfs and Elves. They also got new special ability, or in case of Undead, it's kind of the old ability was improved. So they in the past had Dark Ritual where you could spawn 2 Hellhounds on a selected line, on any line you would like. They will join your army on every wave spawn. So now this ability will, it's boosted really significantly from my point of view. So Hellhounds, they also gained passive ability, so now their attacks has a chance to cause bleeding on a target, and which will cause even more damage from their attacks. Then also they make use of lifesteal ability upgrades in tower, so the same ability which is used by ghouls, which gives 10, 15, 20, 25% of lifesteal. They will also benefit from the same ability, and they will also, the most important from my perspective, they will receive bonuses from melee weapon upgrades and from our upgrades in castle. So it means that they will become, now they are becoming, let's say, relevant for entire game. So you cannot really easily counter them with your upgrades, yeah, with your more higher level barracks. It's they will be paying, I think, till the end of the game. So they will create pressure on the line, and you will not be able to just ignore it, I think. So that's regarding this special ability or special ability in for undeads. Let's go next to humans. Militia was also buffed significantly, so now militia units has higher health. Also the same as they have the same old ability militia power, which grant them chance to block incoming damage, and they also give 150% more damage to the buildings, which is really important in pushing, I think. And then militia also get health and attack speed buffs from the training ability, which is upgraded in barracks, which even more boosts them, and they get benefits from the melee weapon upgrades and armor upgrades in the castle. So that's quite a game-changing change in this patch, I think. Let's go next to the Orcs. So Orcs got new special ability called North Wolves. Give possibility to summon 2 wolves to the selected line, the same as for undeads. Those wolves, they have also special ability which increases attack of allies. So it gives 20% boost to all allies in I think 400 radius or 300 radius around the unit, around the wolves. So, and it's 20%, it's quite a lot, so it will remain from my perspective relevant during entire game, and they will boost your push potential very hard. Also, wolves make use of battle frenzy ability upgrades in tower, so meaning that they have this receive those bonus damage from that Battle Frenzy ability if they kill somebody. Yeah. Of course, that's if you will invest in this ability in your towers, if you will upgrade it. And then the next one, yeah, it's usually it receives the bonuses from melee weapon upgrades and from armor upgrades in the castle. That's regarding orcs, and now let's go to dwarfs. Dwarfs also receive that special ability called Repair Team. So you can select the line where you would like to spawn, and you can there will appear 2 timbers that will join your army on every wave spawn. They have even 3 abilities, so that's quite unusual. So they have first ability Tech Support, which increase health. First ability Repair, which heals allies. So that ability, it's like, I think it's first heal ability for dwarves, so you can really like heal your units. And the other one, the second, is Tech Support. It's a passive aura around timbers, which will give 2 health regeneration to allies. So it's also quite good, I think, like passive health regen. And then also timber make use of breakage ability upgrades in tower. So that same ability which is used by Clockworks, unit has a chance to block incoming damage, completely block incoming damage, yeah, from attack, and you can boost it. Yeah, if you will take this ability, you will be able to boost it up to 30%. So 40% is if you will take that Clockwork Upgrades. I also forgot to mention in the during previous forgot to mention the Clockworks. They also gained boost. So now they not only gain health increase with upgrades, but also breakage ability get 4th level of upgrade if you will go for this special ability in special building. Yeah, and if we come back to a Repair Team, then the same, they will make use of upgrades of melee weapon and armor upgrades in castle, in your main castle. So that's it for dwarves. Let's go to the elves. So elves also gain that special ability called Templars, where you can select line to summon 2 Templars that will join your army on each wave spawn. Then they have interesting passive ability for their attacks. They will reduce armor of the target. The armor reduction is not that high. I think it's 3 or around 3 armor. So it's not that much, but maybe early game it will be really game changing. If they come and start hitting your barrack with 0 armor, and then it will be painful, I think. So that, and also anti-heroes, it could be interesting opportunity to reduce armor of heroes early game especially. So that's quite interesting. So, and also they will receive evasion bonus from evasion ability upgrades in tower. So the same evasion bonus as you can see on the Grove Knight. So they will get extra evasion from this, and they will receive bonuses for melee weapons and armor upgrades in the castle. So yeah, that's it for elves, and that's it for those kind of special abilities where you can summon 2 additional units to specific line to increase some pressure on one side, or to put some pressure on one side. So now let's go to some other changes also related to special buildings, which are I cannot generalize, like they're common for everybody, so they're kind of special for different races. So what we have, double arrow has changed a little bit. So now it will give not only possibility to attack second target to Farik, to this unit, to range unit, yeah. It will also give exit pool. First it will also give extra health to your Farik, so it extra 75 health and plus extra 10 attack speed. and also it will give exit pool ability, get additional 4th level of upgrade in towers. So as you can see, they will deal even more damage. So it's now, and also reduce the same amount of damage, like 9 damage, 9 armor, sorry, will be reduced. It will last longer for 7 seconds, and it will deal 60 second per interval. I think interval is half second, if I'm not mistaken. So that's huge amount of damage. I think we'll see how it will work. So that's kind of new special building or old building which was reworked. The other special building which was reworked is also power up. So in the past it just increased efficiency of barracks by 10%, which effectively was given just -4 seconds spawn time on your barracks. So actually it was not 4%, just -4 seconds each time on every barrack upgrade, or I don't know, just initially. So basically it's just -4 seconds spawn time. But now it's also given your barracks extra 400 health and +2 armor. So that's kind of change which was done. And then Loffins also were reworked a little bit, so, or maybe a lot, depends how you look at it. So now they have more health, they have more attack, because attack speed has increased a little bit. Also, this is now normal attack, so it will give more, it will make or deal more damage to buildings and to normally normal attack deals more damage to buildings and to other units or against other armor types. It's much better than piercing, which was in the past, because piercing, for example, it was given only 33% of damage was going to the building, so it was really not that much. Now it's better. Then also their armor from light changed to normal, meaning they are more tanky now. That's also a measure boost, I think, to Loffins. From the other side, their Overblood ability, it's not ability which cannot be upgraded in towers. So now this ability, when you select Loffins, they will have this ability immediately, and you'll not be able to upgrade it. But instead, Loffins now can make use of Roots ability. So now if you upgrade Roots in towers, it will also give the root possibility to Loffins, this root ability, the same which is used by Elgrid, which will deal damage and will also immediately and also root enemy, and will also deal periodic damage. Quite good ability. It also was reworked a little bit, but I will mention it later. So that's it for Treants, for all changes for them. Now if we go to Undead, there is one more change. Dangerous Souls, it was reworked. So if in the past it was increasing attack speed by 5 times of your towers, which was really a lot, and towers were firing like crazy. Now it's not so fast. So now it will just give 20 bonus attack speed to your towers on the first level, and then you will be able to upgrade it to the second and to the third level, gaining up to 60 attack speed, or giving up to 60 attack speed to your towers. And what you should take into account that towers have a 10% possibility to instantly kill a unit. Doesn't work on heroes, but instantly kill a unit. So instead, what they did, now towers can make use of Fire Arrow ability. So this ability, which is used by Bon Fletcher, grants up to 20% chance to deal 2 times more damage. So that ability now towers can make use of it. So if you will upgrade it, towers will also has a possibility, a chance to fire a critical strike. Yep. So that's kind of change from my perspective. It's now it's kind of reduced. How to say, the buff, yeah. So now it doesn't work so well as in the past, because in the past it was units were dying so quickly under those towers. It didn't work so well on heroes, but on units it was really well. Now it's different. So that's it about undead. If I will mention only cannibalism, it was not changed at all. So these abilities remain the same. From my perspective, it's not effective. 35 health points. It's just one hit, I think, or even less if you take late game. So it doesn't give it. Okay, let's go next. So we have humans. There is a minor change in the water spirit special building, or measure change, depends how you look at it. So now water spirits, they will gain an extra 500 health compared to the previous water spirits. So now they have much more health. Also, their attack speed is boosted by 25 points compared to the previous one. So we can see they have 143 attack speed, which is quite high. It's like 33% more than attack speed of the normal human unit, and almost half more than attack speed of units of dwarfs, for example, which has lower attack speed. Also, it has the same passive ability split which was in the past, which also was given them 15% evasion, and also after that they split into two water spirits. Those water spirits, they have like less health, but that's kind of interesting, because those if you know that when you push somebody really hard on one line and their castle explodes, normally all your units will die. If you take this ability, they will not die, they will split in two units, and you will have still a huge push potential from your water spirits, pushing line further to the next opponent. So that's kind of interesting ability from my perspective. And also water spirit is affected by the range units damage upgrade, and also armor upgrades in castle, and also by improved ballistics, which also boosts attack speed of the water spirits. Water spirits, it's your siege units, as you probably know. Okay, so that's it for humans. Go next to the orcs. I already mentioned both special abilities. Dwarfs, there are a lot of other new abilities being added. So first one, which I didn't mention yet, is Blast Off. So it gives a lucky shot and more guns abilities possibility that you can increase it or upgrade it to the next 4th level in towers. So let's take a look. Lucky shot, it's actually improved rifle, I think. It's just named it here differently, which also boosts let's say the attack speed of engineer. Yeah, it also boosts attack range, so they will get quite a lot of attack range at the end, so they will not die that quickly during push. And if you will be able to get a lot of those units, then it would be really good to put the push potential. And more guns is this one. This one, more guns ability. It also gained the next 4th level of upgrade. So which will, at the last level, it will deal 200% of damage from the main attack of Gyrocopter to 2 additional targets. So it's kind of tripling deal. So attacks of Gyrocopter, they will deal 3 times more damage, which is quite significant boost, I think. So that's it. Let me check what else. Yeah, also what else? T1 range, so those units. T2 cavalry, it's this snapfire, and T3 flying units, helicopters. They also get passive +7 attack speed if you take this special ability, and also they gain a new special ability or passive, which passively works on their attacks, which can stun units. So their attacks of this and this units, they will have a passive ability to stun enemy units. I think the stun is 0.8 seconds, so it's almost 1 second stun. So you can imagine if there will be huge wave of those units, then they will stun pretty hard other units and disable them, especially if they focus. This doesn't work on heroes, but still I think it's quite powerful against units. Yeah, and this special ability, it can be upgraded. So if you take the first level, then you can upgrade it to the next few levels to increase stun chance. Okay, so that's one new ability for dwarves. The next one, Death from Above. That's quite a unique ability if you compare it to others. So what it gives you passive ability on your main castle. So your main castle, every 5 minutes, starting from the 5th minute, it will launch rockets to all enemies on the map, and that rocket will hit every building of enemies and will deal up to 300, 600 or 1000 damage, which is quite a lot from my perspective, especially early game when there is no that much health on the enemy barracks. So that's quite interesting new special building, which can create really pressure on your opponents. And the last one for dwarves, the new one, it's explosive temper. So this ability will boost attaches with extra 800 health points and plus 30 attack speed, which is quite a lot, and plus on top of this it will also give them another passive ability called rocket capsules that will allow them to launch another rocket. So they already have hit-seeking missile, which is being launched every 5.5 seconds and deal quite a lot of damage. So now they will have another rocket which will be automatically launched every 8 seconds and will deal 150 damage. So that's quite a boost to your tier 4 units. So for the late game it could be a game changer if you will spawn, if you have a big wave already, for example, then you add an extra 3 units from your barracks, and they will shred, I think, opponent's barracks very quickly, and army also. So that's quite interesting new one. That's it for dwarves. Let's go next. Let's check if there is anything else. Yeah, for elves I already mentioned those two. For spider there is only one, and for Nagas there is also only one ability. So there is nothing more has changed related to the special abilities. So now we can go further, and I can explain other changes which are related more to the balance change or to minor changes, depending how you look at them. I will start and explain every change for each race, so it will take some time. I will start with treants. Let's take them. So I will just spawn quickly gold, start game, so that I can show you what has been changed also in terms of auras. So the first important thing, I think, the most game changing, I think, will be it's that all barracks of Treant now has +1 health regeneration. So this has no impact on towers or on the main castle, yeah, but your barracks are now really much more tankier, or their survivability is much higher. So that's important. Then for minor changes, its Darak has now 6 more or 2 points more starting armor, so it's 6 compared to the 4. You can not see it here. Then for the fort, the second soul was adjusted a little bit, so maybe I need to upgrade barrack. I will spawn, I think, the fort so that you can better see, because it's really small here, the letters. So this second soul ability, now it has a cap, so it's capped at 5000 max health, which can be healed by this ability, so it cannot heal more than this. And one of the other important things, which you probably were not aware in the past, like myself, is that when this ability is activated, it actually heals 2 times more health than incoming damage that could be received from attacks. So it's actually healing 2 times faster than I was thinking about. The other interesting thing is that aura changes. There is quite significant change with spray spores. Now it gives only 30 damage compared to 50 in the past. Then tenacious roots. So this one was boosted a little bit. It's for every race. It get an extra 500 radius. So now it's 3,500 compared to 3,000 in the past. Fragrance aura also a little bit boosted, so now it gives 3 bonus armor compared to the 2 in the past. So that's quite important change. Then roots ability, let's double check. So now let's check if that will work on towers, even if we don't have special ability. So it will work on towers, but only if you will take that special ability. I cannot take it anymore, which boosts T1, T2 units. The other change for this ability, that it doesn't work on heroes anymore. So that's quite a game change, I think, because now if in the past you could keep some heroes in roots, you can spawn 3 units, for example, next to your barrack when you're defending, and then they would keep other enemy hero in roots endlessly. Now it will not work the same way. So there's kind of a reduction of this ability, or decrease of its effectiveness. But from the other side, they boosted roots, so now this ability will give also immediate damage. If in the past it was only damage over time, now it will give also will deal immediately 30, 45, 60 or 75 damage. So that's kind of boost, I think, for this ability. Then the next one is also important change. I will also show you on the units. So the tasty ability was its effectiveness also were decreased in terms of now on the first level you can eat, or not you, or that unit Grogon, he can eat only unit of the tier 1, so it can only eat like units like Elgrid or this one or Rosalina or mages, so it cannot eat tier 2 units on the first level of this ability. On the second it can start eating also tier 2 units, and on the third level it can also start eating tier 3 units. so tier 4 units like Tetches, for example, it will not be able to consume it. So that's kind of important change. So that's it for Treants, and now I will quickly relaunch my game and I will show you the next changes which were done to Undead race. So let's take a look at Undeads. We'll also quickly upgrade them. So there was a significant decrease of effectiveness of Undead Lord. So now its ability, which is named Army of Death, its spawn time or cooldown time of this ability has been increased. So if in the past it could on the first level it could be up to every 12 seconds Undead Lord could spawn units which they even didn't die so fast that they could be spawned. So now they could be spawned only every 20 seconds. The other important change is corruption. Corruption aura, it's also not so effective anymore because a radius of this aura is not that high as in the past. In the past it could be up to 400s, now it's only 250. So it will not damage like a crazy amount of units around Undead Lord, including like mages. So it will be not so effective. So let's take a look at mages, for example. They have 350 attack range. So in the past this aura could hit them. Now it will not hit your mages, so that's pretty cool, I think. That it's not so overpowered now, this Undead Lord. Also his vampirism aura or lifesteal aura, which was an aura in the past, now it's no longer an aura. So now it's an active ability which can be toggled. It will take mana and it will last only up to 7, 8, 9 or 10 seconds. And its cooldown is 20 seconds. So, and it will not give lifesteal to your units or to your allies. So it will give lifesteal only to the hero, to Undead Lord. That's also important change during this patch. The other important change for Undead is that this Corpus card ability is no longer or how to say, to correctly say, now it requires mana. So in the past it didn't require mana, now it requires mana, and cards they have 200s of mana, and each strike of this Corpus card will cost 50 mana, so it will now catapults will be able to fire 4 times, so it's only 4 times that they will be able to fire with that special ability. And that was basically only the buffs for Undeads. As you can see, the only one buff in this patch is that Underground Explosion. Now it's cost only 85 mana on each level. In the past it could cost up to 125 mana on the last level of upgrade. So that's kind of buff, a small buff to Undead, so everything else was the buffs from my perspective. That's it for Undead. Let's go next to Orcs and let's see what has changed for them. Okay, selecting Orcs. Orcs, really minor change for Disruptor. Wormhole. Now the range of Wormhole has decreased from 500s to 350s, so it will touch less units and will be not so disruptive. Then the other change for Juggernaut. So we'll show like this. So for Juggernaut, this Slayer ability, now it's been buffed a little bit or boosted. So now it will this buff, which or stack will last for 5 seconds instead of 3 seconds. So now Juggernaut will have more possibility to get more stacks and get from this more attack speed and more damage. So that's a good thing, I think, for Juggernaut and for Orcs. Then the other thing for Orcs which has changed is that Endurance Aura now gives 20% to damage and to movement speed compared to 15% in the past. Paralyzing Aura again increased for every race, the range of this aura. The Fire Spear, this ability, it has been reduced a little bit. So now on the last level it gives only 35 damage per second, but instead on the first level it gives now 15 compared to the 10 which was in the past. So it's not so effective on the last level of upgrade, but a little bit more effective on the first level upgrade. So compared to the previous upgrade, it could deal up to 300 damage to your the, for example, enemy barrack if it didn't have any armor. So now it will give only 210 damage. So it's like 1.5 time effectiveness decrease. And the last one for Orcs is this one, Battle Frenzy. Now it's a little bit buffed, so it gives 5% more damage on each level, and also if you will take that special building, you can upgrade it to the 4th level, which will give up to 60 bonus damage after killing unit for the grunt, and also for wolves, I think. Yeah, for wolves it's a little bit different. So that's it for Orcs. Let's go next to the Dwarfs. Quickly loading, relaunching the game. Let's take a look what's new there. Okay. For the Dwarfs, Timber. So he has a boost during this patch. Now he has 3% more chance for whirling death, his first ability on each level, and also his fourth ability, Chakram, now deals 25 more damage on each level. Then Clockwork was significantly boosted from my perspective, because now its abilities take much less mana than previously. So first Plasma Sphere now cost 50 mana compared to 100 mana in the past. Shatter Storm, it cost 175 mana compared to 250, so 75 mana less than in the past. So now it can use those abilities more often. So, and also Shatterstorm ability radius was increased to 700s from 400s. So now it can deal damage to more units around itself. And also, but on the opposite side, the damage has decreased. So if in the past it could deal up to 1000 damage on the last level, now it's only 600 damage on the last level. That's it about heroes. Now if we take a look at abilities, so that's Hit-Seeking Missile. Now it flies faster, it's a little bit faster than in the past, and also it's now dealing different damage. I don't know which was in the past, but now it's 100, 115 to 200 on the last level. And also this ability, Breakage, which is defensive ability on the Clockworks. now it costs 100 less on each level of upgrade. So in total you will have to spend 400 less gold to upgrade it. Or even if you, yeah, if it's 4 level upgrades, or 300 golds if you have 3 levels of upgrades, depending on your special building. And the auras, there was a slight change in auras. Yeah, the only one is Earthquake, now has more radius. So that's it for dwarves. If to summarize, then for dwarves, heroes were buffed, I think. Now they're more effective, especially Clockwork. And the special abilities also were increased, in their effectiveness were increased. So in general, dwarves are now should be better in this patch compared to the previous one. So that's it for dwarves. Let's go next to the elves. Okay, elves. Kael got a lot of boosts from my perspective. So first, his attack range now is 600.5. So he can really fire far from behind, especially if you send him on the mid lane, then or when you're pushing. He will really stay behind the line. He will not take that much damage and aggro from other units. So that's a huge boost to Kael, I think. Also, Flame's ability now deal more damage. It's in the past, on the last upgrade, it was 80 damage, now it's 100 damage. And also now this Flame's ability, the first one, it also, I will show like this, it also has a stun duration. So this ability works in that way that every second it will deal like waves around the column of flames. So it will deal damage to every unit around. So now it's additionally to dealing damage, it will also mini stun all units every second for half second. It will stun them. So that's quite an significant, I think, buff to Kael. And also Arc Lightning, I think, is also now has all those abilities has a higher range. So as you can see, he can cut them really from half screen. Yeah, he can cut them. And also he has one more Fire Spirit. I think in the past it was 1, 2, 2, 2. So now it's 1, 2, 3, 3. That's it for Kael. Now if we go to the castle abilities, so there's a buff to this aura which slows in terms of the range, the same as for everybody else. And then there was a buff for Starfall. So now you can see its radius, it's higher, so it's 500 radius, so it can touch from, let's say, really more units. But from my perspective, it's still dealing only 300 damage, so which is not that much damage compared to other abilities of other castles. For example, Orcs, they can kill entire wave with their first ability. Here it will not kill anybody unless he's half dead already. So that's it for that ability. And another change for elves is that this paralyze arrow, which is used by windrunners, so now it will not paralyze heroes. So it's kind of decreased efficiency for this special ability, or reduced. So that's it for elves, and now let's go to spiders. spiders. I apologize, I don't have textures for spiders building. I don't know why it doesn't work for me, but that's life. It's here in my case. So, but if we go back to updates, so important one is that Weaver now has been debuffed, or how to say, his efficiency was reduced. So the first thing which was reduced is his attack range. So in the past I think it was 600 or more, so he was very effective on the mid lane. Now he's not so effective because he will take more aggro, because his attack now it's only 500. So that's why he will take more aggro, will die much faster on the mid lane, and will not be so imbalanced, I would say, as it was in the past. Also, his first ability effectiveness was also reduced a lot. So if in the past he could reduce up to 12 armor from 3 hits or 4 hits, now he can reduce only up to 8 armor of his target, and it will take 8 attacks, because each attack will only reduce armor by 1 point. So that's important for this hero. Now he is not so overpowered. The next change, Spider Sense, this ability of the mages. Spider Sense, which slight change. So now it gives lifesteal, it's always 25%, and now duration is 10 seconds instead of 7 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Then Poison Fang's ability, this one, which is used by those units. Now it reduces attack speed not that much, so now it's only reducing attack speed by 4 instead of 10. And it stacks, so up to 4 stacks. It's the same as was in the past. And the Neurotoxin, this ability, it also slightly changed its ability of this spider guard. So I think it's quite powerful. I didn't test it, but 25% to paralyze, it's quite high, yeah, and for 2 seconds, plus deal 60 damage. So for this ability, now it has more duration. So in the past it was only 1 second, now it's up to 2 seconds paralyze, but now it doesn't work on heroes. So that's an important change for this ability. Now let's go next. Liquid Web ability, this one in the main castle. Now it has it costs 2 times more mana as in the past, so now it's 100 mana compared to 50, and cooldown time it's 50. I don't know which one it was in the past, but now it looks the same as for all other races. That's it for spiders. And the last one, but not the least one, is Nagas. And don't leave, because after Nagas I will also explain generic changes, which there also was quite a lot, especially to touching special, not special, touching super weapons. Okay, let's start with Nagas. First change is Lady Nazjar. So this hero, there was a change in mana cost of her abilities. Of her second ability, now mana shield it's always 160, and the last ability Tornado, it's now has mana cost which is from 120 to 150. Don't know which one was in the past, but I assume that in the past it was more mana, and now it's less mana, and so it will be more effective. The other change is for Nightcrawler. So this hero was a little bit boosted, I think. So now his health regeneration from this force ability gives him starting from 25 to 40 health regeneration compared to 15 till to 30, which was in the past. And duration now it's up to 10 seconds, which quite good. Yeah, so he can regenerate 400 health, and cooldown is 30 seconds on the last level. So every half minute or every minute he could regenerate up to 800 health. So a little bit more tankier now, Nightcrawler, from this perspective. The other thing which is important, so this Poison Sting, it doesn't matter which ability you will take here. In the special ability it will impact attacks of the towers. So now it's towers will also have passive Poison Sting if you will upgrade this ability, which deals damage, slows enemies. So and the same special ability impacts Medusa Sting. So that's important, and now it also deals more damage compared to the previous patch. 6 more damage on the last upgrade, and also slowness now it's also more. So that's it for this ability. Then next one is Neurotoxin. It's named the same as for spiders. It's applied to Viper. So for Viper, let's take a look how it works. So this ability Neurotoxin, so now it will release toxin in the area, which will deal periodic damage, which will slow enemy movement speed, also silences them and preventing them from using abilities. So what this ability was a little bit boosted, so now it slows even more the speed, and also it deals 20, 35, 50 damage, so I think it's also more damage. So it's quite a lot, so you can see duration 5, and then if you multiply by damage per second, so it up to 250 damage in 600 radius, and that radius it's like this, so it's really huge puddle which will kill units quite fast, I think, in it. So it's a boost of Neurotoxin. And the other one which was also boosted for Nagas, it's this cleave attack, so which is used by Slardars and I think also by Nagasirians. So now cleave deals 5, or no, even more than 5, so now it's dealing 20, 30, 40% of damage in area, in AOE, cleaving damage. So instead of 15, 20, 25, so it's 15% more cleaving damage, which in the late game I think it will be really important when they will deal like a lot of damage, when there would be more than 100 damage from one attack, and that will be damaging everybody. So it's quite a lot. So big boost, I think. And the other one which was changed is the aura range, which slows. It's the same as for everybody else. And another one, aura, which was boosted, fast fins. So in the past it was increasing movement speed and damage of your units in that 400 and a half or 4,000 and a half area around castle by 15%. Now it's by 20%, so it's 5% boost to this aura. And yeah, that's it for Nagas. So if you talk in general, Nagas gain a boost in this patch from my perspective. So that's it about let's say specific patches for specific races. Now I will touch changes which or explain the changes which touch every race. Okay, so regarding generic upgrades or changes that touch everybody. The first one is that anti-hero towers it will work through or it will pierce spell immunity, so it will work for spell immune heroes. So that's important. That's again decreasing effectiveness of undeads, where they could place a tomb which made heroes and units magic immune. So, and now it will pierce magic immune heroes. So undeads will become less effective from this perspective. Then the other important change is we have new super weapon or ultimate weapon. So the new one is called Repair. So if you will select it, it will allow you to instantly repair 500 health of the selected building. And cooldown is only 90 seconds and it costs only 75 mana. So that kind of gives you possibility to repair your buildings during the game if you will go for this special ultimate weapon. Requirements are quite high, so you should have 6 upgrades of everything. Also maxed out mages and building armor to 4. The other important change is that mana shield. Now it will protect not only your main castle, but it will also protect your barracks. So and now how it works. So if you for only 5 mana, you will be able to place a shield on on every barrack, and on your main castle there will be independent shield which will heal 500 health. Not heal, but it will absorb 500 health. It will absorb 500 damage from attacks, and you can stack this shield indefinitely. So every 10 seconds you can cast again this ability, and it will increase the health of the shield on every barrack and on the main castle. So, and it doesn't require, as you can see, a lot of upgrades, so it's only up to 3. So it could be interesting to test and see how effective it can be, because only, let's say, for 50 mana you can boost let's say health of your barracks and castle by 1,500. Yeah, so that's quite interesting. One which was changed, also laser gun now costs 50 less mana. No, laser gun costs 25 less mana. Dark Rift costs 75 less mana. Black Hole now it costs also less mana. Don't remember. 125 less mana. And also now it can be casted more often. So in the past it could be casted on every 4 seconds or 4 minutes. Now it's every 3 minutes. Can be casted Black Hole. And Nuclear Explosive, now it's also costs only 300 mana. Don't remember which one was in the past, and can be casted every 200 seconds, which is between 3 and 4 minutes. Okay, so yeah, that's it for this patch. I think I touched every change which happened in the game during this patch. So if you like it, then put thumb up, subscribe if you want to see more videos, and yeah, basically that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day and see you later. Bye.